So when we talk about a parsimonious model, and we've mentioned this before in a previous module, it's one in which we explain most of the variance with the fewest variables. And we're going to show how we can remove variables from the model. But let's just use the information that we have here. You're going to see here that we have an equation, y hat equals b0 plus b1 complaints plus b2 sales. And if we have both terms in the model, we have an adjusted r squared of 0.82. Whereas if we have just complaints in the model, we have 0.80. And so what this basically tells us is that adding the sales variable adds about 2% explanatory power. Or in other words, an additional 2% of the variance in y is explained by adding sales to the model. So one might ask whether this is important at all. If we want to predict refunds, we may only want to focus on complaints and not sales. Now, some literature and some books may say, well, if you have a 1% increase or 2% increase, you can keep them. And others might say you can ignore it if it's at 2% or 3%. And this is really up to the analyst or the statistician to take a look and see how important is that variable in explaining what's going on. But it's clear from this type of analysis that complaints is carrying most of the information and telling us about the variance in y. So complaints is the most important variable. So whether we keep sales or not, in reality is going to come to the judgment of the analyst.